now we are going to talk about the overall image of Hong Kong taxi driver and also suggest ways to improve the image. So I think the major reason for the dramatic rise in complaints is because people now opt for new travel methods like Uber and also other buses and also MTRs, which leads to the decreased income of taxi drivers. Emma.
I see your point, but Valo only mentioned that actually Uber is illegal in Hong Kong. So I think it's not really about. There must be other alternative transportation methods like buses or other. Maybe you can.
Public transports, like
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you're talking about now there's no monitoring system and also the punish system for taxis, and currently Uber taxis are funded, and many people will use Uber taxi for calling the taxi. So I think the major reasons that this rise in complaints is there is no punishment after complaints. The taxi drivers can't care about their image because there's no punishment. So how about you guys? Do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you that as there are no punishment for taxi driver after complaints, so they will not care about their behavior when they're driving taxis. Like I have a personal experience before. I'm struggling when I'm open the taxi door in the taxi. The driver just simply shout, "Hey, you don't know how to open a taxi door in a very rude way." And I think this also because of another reasons of the change in requirements of services quality nowadays. As in the past, taxi drivers sometimes they may communicate with their customer in a more casual way. So they don't think being kind of a bit rude is very important or not, but nowadays many, especially young people, they think being polite to their customer is very important. So some taxi drivers may unintentionally do something that may think is kind of impolite to others.
Yeah, I've also experienced that kind of hostile attitude that like a few years ago, I just want to go somewhere nearby, maybe just like a street. The driver refused to give it a ride because it's just too close. They can hardly earn any money from me. So I think this kind of rude behavior actually is the poor image of the overall industry of taxi, right?
Yes, these conducts are usually disturbing as they can cause customers to feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
And also the reason we just mentioned are certainly the reasons for dramatic rise of complaints. So now let's move on how to improve the behaviors of Hong Kong taxi drivers. I think that the government can set up can do legislations like limiting the action of inappropriate action of taxi drivers, which can give customers a better feeling when taking taxis.
Yes, I think your idea is spot on the topic, and I also think you talk about currently there's no laws or rules for government to set on the taxi drivers, and they cannot have so they cannot have any punishment on and the taxi drivers do not care about their image. And I also think that we can have online platforms, and nowadays we have Uber taxi, and we can have some comments on the taxi drivers, and other customers can see the comments, and if there's negative comments, the taxi drivers may have a lower revenue because less customers will serve their service.
Yeah, I think your idea about having some platform is very good. As you mentioned before, one of the reasons of the increase in complaints, there are no punishment system. So I think in the platform there also can be some penalties, like if the driver receives more than 5 complaints because of the same reason, like being rude or like doing something in a very unreasonable way. I think some penalties can be given to them, like they have to stop working for some days. So this is a disincentive for them to not being that rude or doing something bad to their customers.
Yes, certainly. These penalties can effectively limit the bad behaviors of taxi drivers. So I want to say that we can also add yearly conduct review of taxi drivers, which we can implement into the penalty system. So when taxi drivers do something that is not good for the image, we can limit the action by doing conduct reviews.
Yeah, apart from punishment or any platform that can monitor the performance of the taxi driver, I also think that we can also set up some incentives to really support those who really good at their business. Like taxi driver also usually considers the pillar of their house. Or most of the taxi drivers, their father is someone, so they drive because they want to earn money for their living, for their family. So why not just give some incentive like money or any other like rewards or something that kind of things. So to actually praise someone who are doing well in this kind of area. So what's your take?
Yes, certainly. The reputation system can help improve the image of Hong Kong drivers. So now, besides the reputation system, I think that it is important that we promote Hong Kong taxi traditions into for tourists as they are the major customers in the taxi industry. So I think that we can advertise traditional transport in public because they can get in contact about the ways of transport in Hong Kong.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think the most uniqueness things for taxi because there's many connective with the driver can have more connective with the customers in the taxi. They can talk about the special things or sports in Hong Kong. So I think it's important. So since that we totally agree that there's lack of punishments for the reasons for rising compliments, and I think this discussion is immensely constructive. Thank you.